Here, and lucky enough to be coming to you from a place called Moreton Island, which is just off the coast of Australia, just east of a place called Brisbane. And I was reminded this week of, and I hope it's not too windy out here, I was reminded this week of the importance of P&L. I got invited to speak to some accountants, some CPAs about profit and loss and what I teach and that with my clients and how I used it in the book to help people understand. So I thought it might be a good time now just to do some basic reviewing of your profit and loss and what I look for when I'm reading a profit and loss statement. So I'm just going to walk over here away from the wind a bit so you can hopefully still hear me okay and we can still enjoy the lovely backdrop. So profit and loss statements, it's a bit like it's a tool in your business, and if you don't know how to use a tool, it's like a carpenter not knowing how to use a hammer, and he ends up banging his finger with the hammer, or not even having a hammer if you can't even read a profit and loss, if you can't hammer as a carpenter. It's kind of the same sort of thing. So the basics are around profit and loss, and how I look at them is, first of all, I go straight to the bottom line. Is it red or black? Is it a positive or a negative result? If it's a negative, then we need to do some forensics and work out what's going on. It's not necessarily about the revenue, it could be other parts as well. If it's a positive, great, let's do some deep diving and find out if we can make it even more positive. So the next thing I'll check out is the GP, the gross profit margin for the business. Now, knowing what industry standards and typicals are, I know roughly what different industries should be running at, so I can check where they are. So like a trade-based business like electrician or sparky, we call them in Australia, or a plumber, they generally run 50 to 60% GP. If you're running a good business, it should ideally be around 65. I've got a few clients at that level. Check that. Next thing I want to look at is going down to the fixed expenses and seeing where the big expenses are in that list and whether or not they deserve to be there. Like literally, do they deserve to be there or not? So I usually start with wages. It's the biggest expense in most businesses, and do that as a percentage of revenue. Now, on average, it's about a third, they say, but it depends on your industry as well. So check that figure. And we're lucky in Australia, we have this thing called the ATO benchmarks, where they keep all of this data and everything available for us to check with different industries. Then I'm going to go through and look at some of the other big expenses. What are the other big expenses on there? Is there a lot of money being wasted on advertising and not getting a good return on that investment? So looking through those different areas to make sure. So your profit and loss is an indicator, a tool of how well you're playing the game. I talk about it being like the scoreboard for your business. But you can think of it like a car as well. A well-run car has good efficiency, and you can think of the profit of the business as being efficient. So go back and have a breakdown of your profit and loss statement and understand where the different costs and that are going. If you haven't looked at your profit and loss statement for a while, then no, you've got to look at it at least weekly. Some of my best clients and the best business owners I know quickly check it each day to see how they're tracking. Think about profit and loss. There was one other thing I was going to mention, but it is actually starting to rain here, so I'm probably going to have to get out of the rain. What was it? I can't remember. But anyway, jump on the channel. There's a bunch of profit and loss videos there. Love your feedback. If you have any specific questions or videos you'd like me to do on profit and loss, I'd love to help you out. Meanwhile, I'm going to bolt out of this rain. Have a great day.